Was poppin', was poppin', was poppin'. Welcome, Nicky and Moose. I'm Nicky. That's Moose. What's up, Moose?
What up, y'all?
And we have a very special episode. When I say 30-year Army vet, some of y'all are like, wait, 30 years? No, for real. 30-year Army vet was trying to figure out what to do afterwards. Built a successful wellness brand while she was in the Army. Okay? Wife, mother, vet, our favorite health motivator. And when I say made 500K, more than 500K in a month with less than 10K followers, jeez. You know,
my goodness.
Listen, Moose, who we talking about?
Man, she goes by Ro. Some may know her by Ro. Some may know her as the health motivator. If you don't know either of the two, you're about to know about Rochelle T. Parks after this one.
Look, let's get into this intro.
2 kids from Queens, cut from a different cloth. Now joining forces, helping you to elevate your personal brand. Yeah, I'm talking about Nicky and Moose, bringing you a never-before-seen perspective into the mindset, the mentality, the behaviors, the driving force, but more importantly, the stories behind the people and brands that you know and love the most.
And this episode is brought to you by ECAMM Live, the #1 all-in-one streaming platform. And everything that you see with Nicky and Moose is done through ECAMM Live. Everything from video isolation, audio isolations, transitions, text on the screen, videos on the screen. ECAMM Live does everything from being able to stream on all the social media platforms to all the pre-recorded stuff that you need. And we're giving away a 14-day free trial on us on www.nickyandmoose.com/ECAMM. That's ECAMM. Come on. Anyways, let's not wait no longer. Let's get our guests on the screen, in the ears, all that great stuff. What's up, bro?
What's up?
How you feeling?
Oh, I feel amazing, fantastic, fabulous, blessed,
and all that. Good. I'm with it. I'm with it. Move, start us off.
Yeah, I was gonna say, looking good. Got some guns popping. You know,
listen, that's what happens when you eat grass and carrots. Feel me?
Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that.
She said she was gonna say it, so at least we got it out the way early. Right?
Let's get to it, man. It's gonna happen. She's gonna go more into it, and I'm gonna be like, "Yep, that's because she eats grass."
I love it. I love it. Well, listen, folks, man. Ro, for the people who may not know you, give us a quick backstory. Who is Ro, the health motivator? Rochelle T. Parks. Who is this awesome person we talking about?
Okay, so just plain and simple, Rochelle T. Parks, just a little girl from 3rd Ward, Houston, Texas. Just always had a interest in health and wellness. Like I was the person that was going to medical school. I was going to be the physician. Everybody knew I was going to be the physician. Did not become the physician, but always still had a passion for helping people feel better. Like that never left me. That never left me. So like in the military, that's who I was. I was the go-to person. I mean, at my church, I was over the health ministry. Like I am. When I came to Breed University, I'm that person. Like that is who I am. And so when people see me, they feel convicted. They start confessing their sins, as it relates to food. But I don't know. That's who I am. And so I say nothing gives me more pleasure than to just help somebody feel better. Like honestly, that is my life's dream, to help people achieve optimal health. And so that's it. I know that's my assignment. That's my calling. And I live it out every single day.
I'm with that. Now, 30 years. Once again, yes. I said it in the pre-show, overachiever, but we here with it. 30 years, Army vet. For those people who don't get it, you're supposed to do like 20 and like be out. She did 10 more. It's cool, right? But talk to us about the biggest challenges that you had in that transition from like military to civilian, because I don't think that gets talked about a lot, especially in like our community, right?
Yeah.
So talk to us about the biggest challenge, and then even some advice for some of our military people who are thinking about getting into this entrepreneurship life, thinking about, okay, it's time to get out. What am I going to do?
Yeah, yeah. So that's a great question, Nikki. I guess one of the biggest challenges is, so for me, I knew I wanted to be in the health and wellness space. I knew most people when they retire, most people, at least that I knew, they were retiring to get a government job. And
Right.
I said, I don't want to do that. I wanted to work. I said, I spent, 30 years building, Uncle Sam's army. Now I want to build the Parks Army. Okay. I want to build my empire. And so my thing was, like, people don't know who I am. Like, people don't know me. And so when I put like 15, 16 years in, I said, okay, if people want to know who you are, if you need to know who you are, then you have to get out there. So I would say that was the biggest hurdle to overcome, just getting out there, putting my face out there. And Nikki, my videos were horrible, okay, but I was doing them.
Yeah,
They were.
Yeah, you were.
They were, but I was consistent and I didn't care, and so just like getting out of my own way, like not really caring what other people thought. People clown me at work, oh, here come Colonel Parks with the camera. Here she go. If you don't want to be in the video, you better get out the way. And I'm like, you better, because I'm about to go live, and so just like really not believing, not really caring what other people thought, and just I knew I had a dream. It's like I saw the end at the beginning. I knew what was possible, right? I didn't know the steps. Only thing I knew is I had to get in action. So the advice I would give someone is just get in action. Like, don't try to sit there and figure it out. Most people try to figure it out before they move. I'm like, no, I was moving and figuring it out as I moved. I just started moving, started getting in action. And so that just kind of reminds me of what CJ talks about. I just started like pushing my own car, and then people just came along and started helping me push. And so that was the thing, like visibility, exposure. That was the thing. That was the biggest hurdle to overcome, because like you can't really market to anybody that doesn't know who you are. Like, you got to be known. So just get out there and just get in action.
Well, I got a follow-up question with that. What year did you like, okay, this is the brand that I'm going to have, right? Like, if people are starting to transition out, like,
Sure.
What year, how many months or whatever should they start considering and then start building those blocks?
Honestly, it was about 2016 for me. And 2016,
You were in
2015.
for how long?
Well, at that time, because I retired in 2018.
Okay.
So I was about 2-3 years out before I was scheduled to retire.
Right.
I started making moves, right? So I didn't wait until the year of, I was about 2, maybe 3 years prior to, and I started making moves, started doing things. I knew it was going to take time. I was like, I can't build that thing overnight, so, I gave myself a little time. So I say about 3 years out to be safe, start making moves, like whatever it is you're going to do, start planning now, at that time. And so that by the time you retire, at least you'll have a foundation, something to build on. But that's a scary thing, because, when you retire, I mean, you don't get your whole check, you get about, a third of the check,
Right.
And so like, what are you going to do? You got to be able to supplement that income. And so you need to start building now. So by the time you retire, you will, start making money. And so that was my plan. And it is scary, but I was stepping out on faith.
That's amazing. Ro, what was it? Was it always health and wellness for you? Was there a close second? Was there like, okay, I got 30 years of experience under my belt. Maybe I should never.
Never. So I will say this, when I first stepped out, even though in my head, I was always health and wellness, but what you saw was physical fitness, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I worked out all the time. And I remember someone told me, it was actually Val, I said, but I don't want to be the fitness person. I want to be the wellness person. She said, well, Ro, start teaching people then, because what we see is fitness.
All right.
See fitness. And so I was like, oh, you're right. So I stopped, exercising as much and start talking more, and I remember even Nicky was like, well, Ro, even in between your exercise, you can stop and give a little lesson. You remember that, Nikki? Like, just stop between and then, give us some gems, drop some nuggets, and then you can go back to exercise. That way you can at least do both, and so I started doing that. And so just, listening to people, but no, to answer your question, Moose, it was always that arena, health and work. I never considered anything else. I knew from the moment I was probably about 5 or 6 years old that this is me.
Wow.
Like this what I'm gonna do. And it never left me. Never, ever, ever. Never wanted to do anything else. This is always what gave me joy. I knew this is my calling, is to be in this space.
So you have a whole family, like a whole family.
A whole family.
Kids, everything, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Now, with you getting out of the Army and starting a brand new brand, like a whole new thing, like, how was that on them? Like, did they like, okay, I get my mommy back, with this new brand? Did you involve them? Did you like, okay, hold on, give me a second, and then we out of here? Like, talk to us about that dynamic of like that transition of like Army to brand new business and how that runs with the family.
Yeah, so I would say because I started it before I retired, so I didn't wait and do a whole bait and switch. I kind of started this thing before I retired. And but there was a sticky situation because I remember my girls like, yes, I got my mommy back. We can do this. And then I remember I had to put a schedule together and I had to say, listen, girls, because when I retired, it was right at the summer. It was right in the summer. They was like, I got mommy. And I was like, I got to work from this time to this time, and then we can do stuff from this time to that time. So I had to actually put a schedule together for them so they give me time to build, because I'm like, I have to build. Like I gotta build. Like, mommy is not going to another job. This is what I have to do so that we can do these things later. And so I really had to sit them down and talk to them and say, no, mommy has to do it. Like, and we literally wrote down a schedule. I said, what do you want to do? I want to do these things. I said, okay, well, we're gonna do that between this block and this block, but here you got to give mommy this block to build, and then you can have mommy here. So that was a actual conversation. That was something that actually happened, and not in theory. It actually happened. We had a schedule, and they would come and be like, okay, on Tuesday, let me see when do I have mommy on Tuesday, and when do I have mommy on Wednesday? And so we had to do that in the beginning because it was they thought I was going to just be free 24/7, and I wasn't. I'm like, mommy has to build this business. And that can be hard to explain to young kids. They don't understand. They just want their mommy. Right. You're free. You're retired, right? Now you're home. I'm like, yeah, but mommy has to build this business. So
how old were they when you got out?
Let me see, 2018, 5 years ago. So Gabby was 7 going on 8. And so Mikkel was, I guess, about 13. About 13 at the time. Yeah. So, and then PJ, he was older. PJ was what? About 20? Something like that. Yeah, about 20 years old. So 2021. So yeah, he was older, kind of new, he was young adult. But my girls, yeah, they were like, okay, this is not making sense. You retired, but you're still working. Right. So just kind of explain that took some, getting used to, but they worked it out.
That's fair.
Yeah. What were the beginning steps, Ro? So, all right, cool. Retirement, that old career is behind us. Health and wellness is my passion. That's what I want to do. I know I've been wanting this since I was 5 years old. What were the beginning steps? What was that first approach to say, all right, let's go ahead and launch this thing? Because, hey, maybe you kicked it off right away. Maybe you ran into some challenges, but I want to know, what were the beginning first few steps, if you could take yourself back to that moment? And I'm sure there was a level of excitement that came with it. And then what happens?
So I think for me, and again, I have to keep going back to this thing started before I retired. So there wasn't like a huge hiccup. You know what I mean? It was a little bump in the road. But I will say this, to be working on your brand or your business while you're still getting a paycheck, okay, is very comfortable. Very comfortable, but the minute that thing stops, okay, like when I knew I'm getting my last check here, because my last day of work, because military, when you retire, I retired and my last day of work was May 24th of 2018. And then I had transition leave and personal leave and all that. So I didn't actually retire till September 1st of 2018. So I had that block of time where I was still getting paid, okay? But I was home. But when that thing is that's a wrap, right. It's a different animal. It's like, okay, nice, Rochelle, it's all you. I'm like, you got to make good on this time, right? And so I think being in the community, already being immersed in Breed University, already having heard E and CJ and Nicky, and just seeing these people make moves, seeing people go before me, seeing like he said, start your own community. You know what I mean? Like have an intro. You know what I mean? And I just started doing all these things, literally just following the footsteps. Moves, like literally, like when I say following, I was following. I need to build a community. Okay, I gotta have a brand. I gotta wear my gear every time and I just start doing. Listen, these arms. I know, Nicky, we joke about it, but before I open my mouth, I get credibility because of these right here. I'm just saying, it is what it is. And it's an asset. So what God has gifted me with. And so really just following the footsteps. It was laid out before me. And I'm like, okay, they made this move. I'm going to make this move. I'm going to make this move. And so Neo called to run. I was running the play. And every play I saw before me, I'm running it. And because it was work for them, it was going to work for me. And guess what? And it has. So I literally, we were talking about that before. I literally just been following in the footsteps.
Wow.
I'm like, I didn't have to reinvent this thing. I said it because it works for any industry. It works for any industry. I'm just in the health and wellness. I said, I got to apply this for my industry. It's going to work the same. And it has. We're still dealing with people.
That's a fact. Now you mentioned Breathe You, and I actually wanted to ask the question of how important is it in the beginning of your entrepreneurship journey to get into those communities, mentorships? Like, actually, let's ask a more blunt question.
Yeah.
How much, an estimate, have you spent in these mentorships and communities? And then, because I was trying to make it sound all nice, people just want to know how much. And then, what was some of the biggest lessons that you got that made that money, like, it's all worth it the second I got these 2-3 things?
Oh, wow. So all communities, like from
to total, like if you estimated, total.
Let me see. I'm thinking it's probably close to $500,000. I mean, real talk. When I think about it, at least 300,000-400,000. I mean, when I think you mean all of them? At least. And so this is the biggest thing. Like, sometimes it's not even the mentor. It's the people in the community. That's right? Like everybody that works with me now came from BU. I remember my son asked me one time, he said, "Mommy, where are you finding these people?" I said, Breed University. I think my business manager, my assistant, I just think everybody, when I started working with words and when I first jumped out and I did the funnel and I did the master class, like they all came from BU. I think of Ashley, I think of Krishan, like, Patrick P. Like, these are people that I've worked with. They all came from BU. All. And everybody saw me pushing my own car. And he said, let me help you. How can I help you? How can I help you, bro? Like, what do you need help with? Honestly, that's what happened. And so it's very important. It was vital. It's like, it's my lifeline. So it's the people in the community. So it's not even, yes, you're going to learn from your mentors and, invaluable information, but the people in the community, come on, that's everything. Nicky and I, we sat next to each other at our first concert, Average Skill Phenomenal Will, right there.
Right.
She right there on my right-hand side.
Conference, not concert. We didn't see our show together.
Average skill phenomenal. Yeah, conference. Okay.
We cried in our first concert. I was like, what R&B slow opera did we watch?
Conference. Just saying, the connection that we made right there. You know, it's just been incredible.
That's amazing.
We did cry.
Hey, I think everyone cries in their first conference. You know, they have to. It's almost a must. But listen, Ro, on the pre-show, I heard Nick talk about this $500,000 a month. It captures your attention a little bit when you hear this $500,000. But before you take us there, tell me about the journey to that. You know, like if can you recall what were some of the challenges maybe that came up that had you wake up to the fact that, oh, I've been doing this wrong. I've been doing this. I've been around the community. Because here's the truth. A lot of us, or a lot of people stick around communities like this, personal development, professional development communities. But some people are just happy to be associated with.
Mm-hmm. Very
few people grab it by the horns and say, no, I'm going to do something with it. And so tell me about just the awakening moments that said, okay, no, I'm about to rip the roof off of this thing. And then how did that $500,000 month come to play after that?
Let me tell you this. It's so I have so many people that have poured into me, Moose and Nicky, and you all know, like, first of all, just shout out to my business manager, Tiffany Haynes, who has just been like, I can't even, there are no words, you know. So I'll just start there with her just, you know, I remember Tiff telling me, like, Ro, like, God is about to blow your mind. You know, I believe she believed in me more than I believed in me. You know, and she said, Ro, do you understand, like, what you're about to do? Like God's about to blow your mind. This is before we even got to the $500,000. You know, we saw what was happening. It was like a snowball effect, right? And then we get into, so Jamal talks about exposure. Mm-hmm. He talks about exposure, right? So get in other communities and seeing like what's possible. And so, you know, one thing made the difference. One major thing, right? I changed my prices. I changed my prices, Moves.
Wow.
Okay. I'm saving a whole life. Okay. And then I said, it's not about me. It's about what God does through me. Okay. Let that be said. But saving a whole person's life, $4,000. Yeah. They said, no. They said, no. It must be at minimum, okay, $20K. I'm just saying. It must be like is your life only worth $1,000? Like, what's your life worth to you? You know, and so I did not know that was possible, honestly. And I think a lot of people walking around every day underestimating their own value, underestimating the value they provide to others. You know, because what I know to be true is, you know, it says where your heart is, your treasure will be there also. You know, like people will do what they want to do. Mm-hmm. You see, like where you place value, that's where you'll spend your money. Right. In anything. And so, like, health is wealth. Health is wealth. And so they just said, you have to change these prices. You change this and this, everything changes for you. And that's all I did. And I believed. I believe
that's a huge multiplier too when you think about it. When you go from charging 1,000 to 20, and forget the number for a moment, but what it would take you to do 20 times the work, you can now do it one time. And
that's right.
It makes up the same amount of work. So it's like I can imagine there was tremendous skill that came with that, right?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And of course, we built out the program and, you know, went to a year program versus, 45 days and, recognizing, people need more. And it just built out the whole thing. And it's just been phenomenal. Just to help a person in this way. And it's what the people needed, because what we found is that, like when we first did our first challenge, like more than half the people that signed up were people that had already gone through the program. So that was confirmation. They needed more. They needed more. More than half the people had already spent the money with us. And I said, wow, that was confirmation. So
Listen. All right, Moose set it up. Masterclass time. All right. So I said it in the intro. You made more than 500K in a month with less than 10,000 followers. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to emphasize, because a lot of people may think you need to have a lot more followers to make that amount of money, especially within a month. Can we break down the how? Like, let's talk about the setup, the marketing, the challenge, like the how to it, without necessarily. Well, if you want to give the secret sauce, go ahead. I'm cool with that, right?
Yeah.
Are people, maybe a few 100,000 people be listening worldwide, but I'm just saying it stays with us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But can we get the how did you do that?
Yeah. So systems, right? So, I'm just the one, I can't do all this by myself. And so we hitting them from all levels. Okay. Got text messages, we got emails, we got, reels, we got stories, we got ads, running ads to the masterclass, of course, the funnels. I mean, we, everything is flowing. Then we got the 5-day challenges, and so it's like I had everything going, before the challenges, though. I really just running ads to the masterclass. I'm getting on the masterclass, doing the presentations. I did them, live for probably about 5 months, and then they went evergreen, and then from the masterclass, I was doing 15-minute, like interviews with the people, and then signing them up into the program. That's what we were doing. And that was that before I started even doing challenges. That right there was doing pretty well. Okay.
All right.
That was doing very well. And then we just like 10x that with the challenges, honestly. Literally, we 10x that with the challenges.
Break down what the challenges are, because some people don't know what that means, what that entails. Like, how long is the challenge? What does like each day is supposed to do for the people?
Very good. So a 5-day challenge is literally 5 days, Monday through Friday, an hour each day, potentially 2 hours each day if you got VIP or platinum with me every day. And I'm just giving like gems, nuggets, like really intense teaching for 2 hours every day. You got a general, VIP, and platinum levels, right? But it's a Zoom, and we just going in, every day. And for me, Nicky, I'm giving people practical information every day. I mean, I'm in their pantries. I got them read labels. They get homework every day. Like every single day, they walking away with information that they can implement immediately. Like I'm talking people making immediate changes. Like from the challenge, people losing 5 and 10 pounds. Okay, just from the information that they've learned, in those 5 days. And so that's what it is. And it's just been phenomenal. And at the end, of course, they have an opportunity to, to extend that and work, join my program and work with me longer. But really, those 5 days have been life changing. I have people in my private Facebook group right now who never extended beyond the 5 days. They're saying, man, I'm 25 pounds down. I did the last 2 challenges and I'm doing great. And they're still, so they have access to my private Facebook community. They got a private VIP portal. They get challenge workbooks, and they get all these things. And so, but yeah, it's just 5 days with Coach Ro. Intense training, learning. It's not a show. You coming to learn with pen and paper and take notes, because I'm giving it to you for those 5 days. Yeah.
Okay. So look, one more follow up, Moose. One more follow up. So because we got to talk about the 500K day or month, right? So the challenges is there. Like, talk about that journey of the pitch.
Okay.
Like especially that time frame, because now you're a vet. Now you're like, yeah, I can do this all day, whatever, cool. But like, talk about the pitch. How did we get? Because I remember the days where you were like $7 here and there to now we doing, people. I kind of know more of the journey that she spoke about, so it may come out, right? But For the $7 to now 20K, 25K retreats, you have to pay all this stuff. Talk about the pitch and how did we get there?
Wow. So like you got to build your belief. You know what I mean? Like, you know, they asked me one, like, Rochelle, do you believe you're really helping people? I said, I am. Like, do you believe in you? I do. Then help the people. You got to serve them at a higher level. And you can't keep doing this 45-day deal. They need more than that, right? You got to transform the people. They need more than that, right? So I had to dig down deep, honestly. And it was scary. I'm like, wow, well, will people pay? You know, $20,000, will they pay? Now $27,000, because that's what it is now, though. Will they pay that? And I said, yeah, they will. They will pay it. And so I say, look, I said with my chest out, okay?
All right.
This was the pitch. I said, this is what it is. Or was I afraid the first time? Absolutely. I was nervous, you know, because it's different. You know, I'm like, wow, this is a huge leap, you know. But yeah, I say it, you know, because I know what I'm doing for the people. I know what the future holds for anybody that would just take a leap of faith. I'm helping people every day. You know, I got people in the program I'm helping every single day, and it works, right? And I've helped other people. I've helped Pastor Darius Daniels. I've helped his wife. I've helped, you know, Coach Kelly. You know, I've helped people, lots of people. You know, I've come through this program, words, and I mean, I've helped people, right? So I'm like, this thing works, you know. And so yeah, that pitch, you know, when you're talking to the people and you building it up and you drop it and say, and this is the price. The price is the price. And you got to put down this $2,000 non-refundable deposit. And it's non-refundable. The price is the price.
I ain't giving it back.
I ain't giving it back.
Okay?
Yeah.
You understand? But this is what you're going to get, though. Like, look at these results. Because we're talking about, see, because they're not buying, they're buying, they have a vision of what their future life could look like, right? These are people who have been told they're going to be on medication for the rest of their lives. People who are type 2 diabetic, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, obese, just chronic body pains, just living in pain every day, low energy, CPAP machines. I mean, all these things are people just, even my entrepreneurs who maybe say, man, I'm getting the bag, but I don't feel my best. And I tell anybody, I'm like, I don't care how much money you're making, you leave it on the table if you don't feel well. Like if you're not operating at peak proficiency, you can't if you're not at peak proficiency. Right. So that's why I say this thing is for everybody. So that's what they're looking like. Man, I want to feel better. Because doing the challenge, I'm showing people live testimonies. I got people that's coming up giving live testimonies. Like, yeah, I was where you were like 2 months ago. Right. And now I'm 25 pounds down. OK, wow. I just interviewed somebody yesterday. We did a co-live. Less than 2 months. She's already lost less than 2 months. She's already lost 35 pounds.
Wow.
Less than 2 months.
That's crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So this is the type of results people are getting, and people want that. So I'm like, yeah, it's worth it. You're worth it. Get in the boat. Get in the rowboat. That's what I say. Get in the rowboat.
Get in the rowboat.
Get in the rowboat. I like that. Get in the rowboat. Hey, before you told us something pre-show that I want to expand on here, but before we go to that, just real quick for people who are interested in maybe running challenges for their own brands, and then we can turn the page. What is it about someone spending that amount of time with you through a challenge that say, and I don't even know if it's something you do, if it's something that unlocks in a person's mind where they finally feel they're worthy of making that much of an investment in themselves, because they're really not investing that money in you. Like they're not putting that $27,000 in you. They're investing that money in themselves. So what is it about someone coming across that price tag just on a standard landing page versus spending 5 days with you and then making the decision to invest that money in themselves? Is there something that you think happens during that time period that doesn't happen on the average, because, Instagram reel or whatever, just landing page that someone might have trouble converting?
Yeah, absolutely. During those 5 days, you earn the right. You earn the right to make that offer because you've already helped them. One of my mentors, Myron Golden, says all the time, he said, the best way to show somebody you can help them is to help them. Right. So I helped the people in the 5 days. And I'll even go back before Myron. I remember Nicky telling me, I forget the guy's name. I remember he was from Vegas or Nevada. We were on a call and the guy had some issues, and you were like, Ro, you should help this guy. Like, this is a great opportunity for you to help him. Like, don't charge him nothing, just help him.
Mhm.
Like, help him, and that could be a testimony for you. I remember that, right? Same thing with Myron is saying. That's the same thing. The best way to show somebody you can help them is to help them, right?
Wow.
So 5 days, I'm helping the people. Because I tell them, I say in the beginning, I do have an offer at the end. But whether or not you take the offer or not, I promise you, I'm about to help you for 5 days, right? Is that fair? Is it okay? Are you okay with that? They said, absolutely. So this is no bait and switch. I'm telling you, I do have something, but you don't, but I'm about to help you. And so that thing there, they're like, man, if she helped me this much in 5 days, what in the world can we do in a year?
Wow.
What can we do in a year? Like, how much better? I feel great in these 5 days and 3 days and 2. Like, how much better am I going to feel after a year? Absolutely. I'm in. I'm all in. I want in.
Yeah.
You know? And so I earned the right. I earned the right to make that offer because I've helped them so much in those 5 days.
I like that.
All right, hold on. That needs an air horn. Needs an air horn. Let's bring it back and bring it to the now, right? I kind of alluded to it. The $7. I remember when people were texting you and that you were their coach every single day. You know what I mean? And I think that was $42 or something like that. It was real cheap. It was crazy, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that journey. Let's talk about the always charging under our worth, under what we really need to be charged because we don't know. Like I know when I came out of the military, I did those prices because I didn't know. Like this is brand new to me. So let's just get my feet wet and things like that. So talk about that, like the tiers, the programs, like from free to 7 to 4 to 100 to like and you already spoke about the 20K, this, that, and the third, but like some people need to hear it didn't start here.
That's right. Right. So I started at free, like August of 2018. I remember how this thing started. So I remember Val and I were talking one day and I was frustrated, Nicky, and I was like, people don't understand. Like if they did, I remember, I said, if they did fruits and vegetables for 7 days straight, they could get some results. She's like, what do you mean? I said, just raw for 7 days. She said, then do it. I said, she said, do it. Like go on Facebook and like get like advertised. And we put a flyer and I did it and offered it for free. And like over 200 people signed up. We did a little Facebook group or whatever. You remember that? And 200 people signed up. We was like, oh, we may be on to something, right? And then we went from free to $7. So you remember it was the 7-day, $7 fruit and veggie challenge, right? Did that for a while. And then it was like, okay, it's too much. Then I went from $7. I think I did $10 for a hot second. I think I did $15. I did $27. I did $47. I did $97, right? And then I went back to free because another mentor of mine, she asked me, she said, how much are you making? You know, I said, a couple of grand. She said, that's no money. She said, that's no money. That's no money. She said, build a community. Just focus on building the community. Help the people. You can do that free. Like most of the people do that like every second. Just build it. Just help the people. Just help the people. And so I stopped charging. So I don't charge that anymore. You know, I haven't charged that since I think I stopped charging January of last year. So it's free. So now people can be in my group, you know, U52 Now community, and it's free every month. The fruit and veggie challenge. I don't charge anymore. But that was the journey. That was the journey to do that. And I think you kind of have to go through that, you know, to kind of see those different iterations and kind of you're building your faith along the way. And you're still helping people because you're still putting in reps. I was still doing like a 5-day. It was doing a 7-day challenge because I was going live in my group every day. Yeah. So all of that is helping. Is that you're building you're getting your reps in, you're helping the people, you still got testimony. So it all works together. You know what I mean? So it's not all for naught. You know, it's not waste. It's not a waste of time. It's time that you needed, you know, to get to this level. So now when somebody I remember somebody asked me on one of my on my business page, Facebook business page, one of my ads, and there was a comment. And they said, "What credentials do you have?"
Mm.
The tens of thousands of people that I've helped. That's the credential.
Wow.
Yeah, those are my credentials.
Wow.
I got receipts. With the young people, I got receipts.
Yeah.
Oh, we got the receipts. That's right. That's right. I love that, Ro. Hey, before you got on, you were talking to us about, the two groups of people out there. Some that are delusional. Maybe they have no idea what's happening. And some that do, to some extent.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I talk about I help people reverse chronic conditions, right? And there are people that know they're sick, okay? The type 2 diabetics, they're taking metformin or insulin, or, you got the people on high blood pressure or high cholesterol, or just dealing with chronic body pain, inflammation. Like, there are people that know they're sick, right? Taking medication every day. Then there's a group of people who don't know they're sick. They see, because we've normalized sickness. And so they attribute it to old age. I'm 52 years old. I don't have any pains in my body. I tell you, if you come to my house, Moose, and you got a headache, we're going to have to go to the drugstore, okay? Because I have no pain medicine here, okay? Nobody's in pain here, right? And so that's stuff that we think is normal, the headaches, the low energy, the chronic, the inflammation, the sleepless nights that we just attribute to old age. I'm like, that's not normal. I sleep through the night every night. I don't have any pains in my body. Even the women with the debilitating menstrual cycles, I'm just going to be honest, they think that's normal. That's not normal. Those are check engine lights. That means something is wrong, right? You need to get fixed. You need to go to the shop, okay? Something is wrong. That's not normal, but we have normalized sickness. And so when everybody around you is experiencing the same symptoms, you think it's normal.
Wow.
It's not. Right. So it's like, for my people who are not on medication, right? And I just maybe need to lose a few pounds. Obesity is still a chronic illness, but people don't see that. But it is. If you look at it, obesity is a chronic disease. Right. And so I'm trying to speak to those people too and say, no, you need help too. Like, you have check engine lights going off every day. Your car has a check engine light. You take it to the shop. We have check engine lights, but we don't recognize it to be a check engine light. But I'm telling you, it's a check engine light. Something is wrong. If you're having headaches or not, that's not a normal thing. I don't care that you've been having them since the age of 13. That's not normal. Okay? I don't care. I don't care that everybody in your family, all the women had cramps and debilitating menstrual cycles. That's not normal. Everybody had fibroids. That's not normal. Like, these things that we just have normalized. I'm like, where is it written that when you get older, you got to be sick? You got to be in pain. I have no pains. You get out the bed and you tiptoe and you can't even walk upright. Your feet hurt. You're going up and down the steps sideways and backwards. And I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? We're sick, Mose.
Wow.
Eesh.
Wow.
All right. One more air horn on that one. You're sick, people. I am Nicky. I'm chubby. That's all. But our audience knows that. Our audience knows my sickness. I claim my chubbiness. All right. I already said, people, to Ro, that we would do a couple. I'll cave in. I've known. So here's the thing. Like Ro said it, we were next to each other on our first conference. We did like a whole accountability group for the beginning of our situations. Yeah. I've seen her grow. She's seen me grow. It's the amazing thing. And I've always not listened to her. Always not listened to her, right?
Hilarious.
I think it was recently where I was like, let me open my ears for 3 seconds. And it was in my favor because she was talking about Suja, which is the juices I drink. And I was like, see, look at that. Even chubby people could be right. You feel what I'm saying? Even chubby people could be right. So I say all that because I have seen Ro transform so many people from the community that we were in, from some of these top influencers, So we wouldn't have her on our platform for no reason. Like, she's out here really changing lives. I actually want to bring this up because I feel that your brand truly took a turn, not a turn, but not turn for the bad, a turn for the good, but something personal happened bad for it to turn up, right? And that goes with Pops. Like, there was something that had all us on alert. I felt like I had to get in my car and go. But it actually, like, after that, like, your brand grew community wise. Your momentum and I think your purpose turned on even more after that. So I kind of want you to speak on that situation.
Yeah. So April 5th of 2020, I found myself rushing my husband, Michael, aka Pops, that's who Nicky is speaking of, to the hospital, to the emergency room, because he was in diabetic ketoacidosis. It's called DKA, right? DKA. And basically it just means his blood sugar was so high that his body was shutting down. Like, literally, like he was literally like 2 steps away from being in the diabetic coma, like literally. And, but praise God, I got him there in the nick of time, you know, because Coach Rowe, you know, aspirations of being a physician. I got all this medical I even went to high school for the health professions, y'all. Like, that was the name of the high school I went to. So you're talking years and years of just immersed in this information, right? And so because I have information, I was able to recognize some signs and symptoms before, and I was able to act swiftly and get him to the hospital in time. And I remember when I got him there, they were like, how did you know to do that? How did you know to go get a glucose meter? How did you know to check his blood sugar? And that's all I could say was, I know stuff. I remember that. I know some stuff. I know some things, right? Like, this has been my life, you know? And so praise God for that, you know? So anyway, fast forward. So that was April 5th of 2020, and right at the beginning of COVID, if you remember, right at the beginning of COVID. And so he was discharged on April 9th. And so, but when he was in the hospital, honestly, I was like, oh no, man, we got to put together a plan. So I was home, like, in the lab, cooking up a plan, like, oh, no. We about to change this as soon as he get back, you know? And so I was texting Pops, like, watch this video, like, look at this, like read this. Like, this is what we're going to do when you get home. Like, we got to do this. And I know people may think, like, well, why, like, he didn't listen to you before. Why you think he going to listen to you now? And I tell people, I said, listen, we've been married. At the time, it was just about 26 years. We were just about to hit our 26th anniversary at the time. And I said, but we had been together almost 30 years. I said, how many people know when you with somebody that long, you can have a whole conversation and not part your lips, right? And so I saw it in his eyes. He was ready. I knew he was ready. You know, it says when the student appear, or, you know, the teacher will appear when the student is ready, right? So I was like, I'm ready. So when they sent him home April 9th, and they said, you're going to be on this medication for the rest of your life. You know, and I said, no, the devil is a liar. No, he won't, right? And so when he came home, we immediately implemented the program that I put together, and we got him off all medication in 8 days. Like, wow. Came home April 9th. April 17th was his last day taking medication. When I say he had insulin, he was actually sticking himself 4 times a day in his stomach, right? Like, with insulin, and taking metformin once a day. I saw it with my own eyes. I was like, this is gruesome. This is no way to live, right? And so 8 days he was done. And I was like, man, this is incredible. And so, and then you remember, and I was losing weight. He was, you remember, Nicky, you called me?
Yeah. I was like, why? You can't lose no more weight. There's no weight that you have.
Called me, he's like, everything okay over there? I was like, no, I was eating cleaner. You know, I'm helping him. So I was
eating more cleaner. How do you eat more cleaner than grass that you grow out of your backyard?
Stop. Anyway, that's what was happening. And Pops was like, Ro, we got to share this with the world. And so I just took them on Mindset Talks. That's when I was doing Mindset Talks, my little, online podcast. I was doing that, and we just started sharing it with the world. And there's people just, a lot of people out there need help. And then people just start coming. And it was okay. Now we need to get some funnels and masterclass. And that's how it all started. At first it was just it was just word of mouth, you know, going on Facebook, doing, you know, our little StreamYard. And that's how we just doing StreamYard and streaming live on Facebook. And say, okay, we got to get bigger, you know, and it was word of mouth. And then we just start, like, more people need to know about this. And we just expanded our reach, and then more people, and we just start helping people all across the country. And now I've helped people in Nigeria, Germany, you know, Canada. You know, I've had people all over the world now tap in, and it's just been amazing. And so, but it all started, you know, say never let a good crisis go to waste, right? And it started out as a crisis, and we just turned it into a $1 million operation, literally.
So good, so good.
From a crisis to $1 million operation. I like how that sounds, bro. I like how that sounds.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, somebody probably listened to this and they were like, "Oh, I'm listening to this so I can gain some inspiration from Ro about how to build my brand and my business." But they may not know that they could probably benefit from, you know, just your philosophies and your teaching to help them elevate their overall health and wellness. What's some advice you would give to somebody who's listening right now if they wanted to, you know, just start saying like, maybe I have something, I get some headaches. Shoot, I want to elevate my energy so that I could be really killing the game. Where should they start?
Eating more grass. No.
Eating more grass. Grass and carrots. Drink
Right
7 gallons of water.
Serious, drinking water. Okay, wow. First of all, drinking water, drinking at least half your body weight in ounces every single day. Like, that's a start. You know, and really adding leafy greens, like raw leafy greens to your diet every day. So eat a salad a day. Start with a salad a day. Every other day, like, oh, that's a lot. How about every other day? You know, but I would say 3 things, because people say, "Well, what are you doing?" Literally, that's all we're doing in my program is eating God's food, drinking water, and moving our bodies, right? And you say, what is God's food? Meat, fish, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grain, legumes. That's it. We're just eating God's food. No lab experiments, like none. Like no processed food, nothing off the shelf. Like, no, like just eat God's food. Like 3 principles. 3 principles we live by, right? All right? So eat God's food, okay? Eat the food God called food. That's principle number 1. Eat it as close to its original state as possible. Nothing trumps raw. Right? But I know you don't eat meat raw, whatever, but you say, what do you mean when you say eat it as close to its original state as possible? Eat the orange versus drinking the orange juice. Okay. Eat the whole cauliflower versus eating the cauliflower rice. Right? Like, don't kill your vegetables. Like, it should have a little crunch to it, like your cabbage or your broccoli. You know what I mean? Those types of things. So eat it as close to its original state as possible. And then principle number 3, do not allow any food to be your God. Like, no addictions, no sugar addictions, no chocolate, no chips. Like, no addictions. Nothing should have a hold on you like that. You know, like drink water. Like, it's simple stuff. I promise, I tell you, I'm not counting macros, micros. I ain't weighing nothing. I don't do that. I'm not on that. I ain't never told nobody to weigh nothing. Don't ask me about no calories, no macro. Don't ask me about none of that, because that's not how I don't operate that way. Never have.
Facts.
Yeah.
I still don't eat grass though. So, still don't eat grass. So, before we go, I asked this to all our guests: 3 books that you would recommend to the people that has helped you in your brand and business journey. Unless you just only read books about grass and carrots.
Well, I just so happened to, this is the book that changed my life.
Okay.
Eat This and Live by Dr. Don Colbert. This literally changed my life. This is, I was always on fitness, but I changed to the whole nutrition part when this book was introduced to me in 2009. So that book really changed my life. Man, so many books that I've read, Nikki.
Just 2 more. Okay, hey. you better promote your own book.
Let's go.
What's the book called, bro? We got audio people.
The priority has to be you. 10
Okay.
keys to achieving
Look at that
optimal
point.
health. And that's
Point
right.
right there.
So, and this is the reason why, right? So people say, like, how do you get all this done? And they were asking me this when I was in the military, right? As a matter of fact, so I don't know if you know this, Nikki, but Candace, like CJ's wife, was my very first paying health coaching client. Did you know that?
I didn't know she was the
Wow.
very first. I knew she was because she was shouting you out to the world.
Yeah. The very first, she was the very first person to pay me money as a health coach. Now, people have paid me money as a personal trainer, but she said the reason why she did is because she said, Ro, I see you're a mother, you're a wife, you're an entrepreneur, like you're what, like you're doing all these things and you're still getting it done. Like, how are you able to get it done? I said, because I make me the priority. That's why. Like, I take care of me first. So most people think when you do that, you neglect others. I said, no. I do that so that I can do others. I take care of me first so that because when I take care of me first, I'm a better wife. I'm a better mother. I'm a better entrepreneur. I'm just better in everything. I'm better in everything. So the priority has to be you. Like, so for those who are struggling, so it goes back to the question that Moose asked me, like, what, those people that say, okay, I need to do this. I need to do, like, how, what do I do? You need to take care of you first. I promise you, once you take care of you, everything elevates. You can think clearer, which is going to take your business. Like you're better, you're more productive in your business, right? When you're healthier. And so yeah, these two books and I'm just going to say this right here. This is, as the people say, no cap, but this right here. Come on now.
Come on, UOU. Dr. Eric Thomas. Okay.
PhD.
Game changer. UOU is a game changer. It's a great book. But you do owe you. You do owe you. You really do. And so I've read a lot of books, but yeah, these three have been game changers, honestly.
Love it. Hey, I asked my last question. I just want to say thank you, Ro. It's been it's dope. It's been dope to really see your growth. I remember when we first launched Extreme Execution, Doc was like, hey, Ro's going to be our accountability partner. She has to be. She has to have her own call every other week, and she gonna take these people through like boot camp. She's gonna force them to do what they have to do. Sure enough, that's exactly what was happening. But to see from that, and even to hear some of the stories Nicky shared, I didn't even know from 7 to 27,000. That's phenomenal, man. And again, for me, I don't even look at it as money going to you, but just the power that you give to people to believe in themselves that they're worthy of that kind of investment. And then, of course, all of the results that follow it. So, yeah, nothing but love for you, man. This has been incredible. Thanks for doing this with us. This has been awesome.
Appreciate you. Always up there. I mean, we love you. You know that. We love both of you guys.
And then, of course, I love you. Hold on. I love you. It's so amazing to see the growth. She's on a podcast tour right now. Hence why I said she need to come on ours first before she gets too big. All right. So right now she's big, but she's gonna get too big because she's getting on these big platforms that I'm just like, yeah, no, we're dropping first. It's always about who goes first. You know what I mean? So I love you. I had to put you on the platform. Me and Moose been talking about it for a while. But we normally let Moose do the final words. Let the people know, because we're not going to let him do it. You going to do it. Let the people know where they can find you. What you got, because now they're sold. Now they're like, okay, I need to be a part of the community. I need to be okay. You said the challenge is free. Let me get the challenge. Let me get the book. Tell them what you got, and then of course, final words for the people.
Yes. So, let me just say this: it's like you can find me on all platforms as my name. I tell people, if you know my name, you know how to find me. I'm Rochelle T. Parks on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok. Rochelle T. Parks. Like, that's how you find me. As a matter of fact, if you want to learn more about like how to be healthy, I have a free masterclass every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's SAS Masterclass .com/Nicky and Moose. Okay, come on, that's easy. Okay.
We gonna put it. We put it in the show notes in the description. We got y'all.
That's right. And so just come and learn. Really, just come and learn. And that is it. I mean, start there. You know, follow me on Instagram. Subscribe to my YouTube. I'm putting out like every day. I'm putting out a reel. Every day I'm going to the grocery store. You know, I mean, I'm like doing the expose in the grocery store, telling people what to eat, what not to eat, and I'm bringing it, you know, to you every day on a reel. YouTube, you know, I got short videos, I got long form, I got it all. I'm just trying to educate the people. I'm trying to give it to you everywhere. I got, you know, you can subscribe to my texting community, 240-650-9140. You're getting it on the emails, on the text messages. You know what they say, prepare to be sick of me. I'm getting, okay. And so, but it's all just to give you this information, so that we can stop falling for the okie doke. You know, the word says we perish for lack of knowledge. And so you don't know what you don't know. So I'm just trying to educate the people so that they can elevate themselves, right? Because it's not, I get the whole generational wealth, like I'm about it too, right? But what good is it if you don't have your health, right? So I'm on the generational health boy. Like let's build that. Let's build a generational health. Like if you want to leave a legacy of health for our children's children. Because right now we're leaving a legacy of sickness, right? So, and you know, most people on a one way, right, to sickness, and don't know that they can turn around. Like you can make a U-turn, right? You can do a 180, and your first step could be just joining that free masterclass. It's free, y'all. It's free. And just come get this game, come get this information so you can change your life. And then everybody that comes before you, I mean, it comes after you. I'm sorry, everybody that comes after you can be changed. And so we call that the overflow. And so, yeah, I would just say for the message, so I have a movement going on, guys. And we live in a dark and fallen world. People are hopeless. They're helpless. Like they don't know where to turn, right? And what I've come to realize is that I am the hope. I am the hope. But guess what? You are the hope too, right? And so it is based off scripture, Romans 8:28-30. And it talks about being the firstborn among our many brothers and sisters. So you can be the first in your generation, in your sphere of influence. You can be the first to make a change, right? And people will be inspired by you to change. And so I know I am the hope. So anybody that follows me, I have a lot of followers, and we all have our own sphere of influence. You have a following, everybody has a following. So everybody can be the hope. I am the hope. You are the hope. We are the hope, right? And people are watching you. They're looking to be inspired. I know people are looking to be inspired by me. They need to see my text messages, my emails, my reels. They're inspired by it. They tell me every single day. So I can't stop, won't stop. And what the song say, why would I stop? Why would I stop?
Yeah.
I can't stop, Nicky.
I'm with it.